विकसित भारत यूथ पार्लमेंट हे आज डॉन बॉस्कोन जे घडोवन हाडलां हांगा हाजीर आशिल्ले मडगांव म्युनिसिपालिटीचे चेअरपर्सन म्हजो इश्ट बाब दामू शिरोडकर, फादर किनले क्रूज, डायरेक्टर ऑफ डॉन बॉस्को कॉलेज ऑफ इंजिनियरिंग, हॅरिसन खोता, बाब कालिदास कटवाल, बाय नेली, बाब बाजील पियुष देसाई, बाब किशन आणि पार्टिसिपंट्स जमिले म्हणजे भावना आणि मिळणार. I'll speak in a mix of English and Konkani. First thing is this concept of Viksit Bharat 2047. What is Viksit Bharat 2047? It is to make India a developed nation. What are we now? We are a developing nation. So we want to upgrade the status of our nation to be a developed nation. We are talking about 5 top economies of the world, a 5 trillion economy. All these things are what? At one time, when your parents were young, population was a problem. India's population was a problem. Today we call it human resource potential. So before Narendra Modi became Prime Minister, India was supposed to be a young country. So what is a young country? Where majority of the population of India was less than 35 years of age. So we had something called the demographic dividend. And the concept given by people who are academicians as well as those in the social field was that the demographic dividend needs to be harnessed. Means what? Means power has to be given to the youth. The youth are not only the agents of change, but also the beneficiaries of change. Which means change has to happen. Which means India is not Viksit. Let us accept the reality first. That we are not a developed nation. We want to get developed. By when? By 2047. Father Kinley said how many of us will be there by then is also a question. But in Goa, 55% of Goa in the next election in 2027 is going to be less than 45 years of age. This is a statistic. And therefore the focus on youth is not only for making Goa Viksit in 2047, but is also for political interest. Because it's a big vote bank. And you have to look at every vote bank. Why should you not? And that vote bank also does not have to believe in you. The vote bank has to understand. You as the youth have to understand that these programs are done to keep you in line, to keep you aligned to the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, which Father Kinley had talked about. Why should you align with his vision? The youth don't have to align with anybody's vision. The youth have to be there to have their own vision. What is their own vision? Why can't they have their own vision of how India will develop before 2047? Why not? I'll give you a small example. Nowadays, Trump has become the president of United States. Our Prime Minister went there. We were not giving an entry to Starlink, Elon Musk's satellite. But then suddenly Jio tied up with them, Airtel tied up with them. And our Prime Minister used to talk about lakhs of kilometers of fiber optic cable being set up in the most rural parts of our country. Has now said, no, to have rural connectivity, we need Starlink. So where are we thinking? We are taking 10 steps forward and 40 steps backward. We could have done everything by Starlink. Why did you go to put up all those fiber optic cable and spend thousands of crores of rupees? Why was it as a target? Think of this. I am giving you the dissenting view. Understand one thing, for any parliament to survive or for any assembly to survive, it is the opposition that is the spice. If everybody starts speaking one language, it's no longer a democracy. It is a dictatorship. And India is slowly becoming a dictatorship. Where you have to align with one vision. Why should you align with one vision? You should have your own vision. You should have your own view. And then let academicians and then let history decide what is the right view. But you have to think. You cannot be brainwashed. What my colleague Mr. Damu Shirodkar has said is right. The WhatsApp university brainwashes you. तुझी तकल्यांचे सगळें काडटा, तुका सांगता कितें की हिस्ट्री कोण तरी नवो हिस्ट्री बरयता तो घालता सामकें फ्लड करता हें इंटरनेट आनी WhatsApp आनी तुका दिसता ती हिस्ट्री ती म्हणून. So a different version of history is being taught to you. Not taught to you by the WhatsApp university. Many times my wife tells me something, hey, अशें आहे ना तशें आहे, आमने खंयचें खंय वाचलें? WhatsApp वाचलें. नॉर्मली आता सगळे वाचतात मोबायलाचेर. खंय वाचला पयलीं सांग न्हय. पुस्तकान वाचल्यार चड व्हॅल्यू आहा. तूं WhatsApपान वाचला, कोणे तरी ते केला तुज्या कानान घाला. खूब पॉसिबिलिटी आसता. सो आज भुरग्यांनी कितें चिंतपाची गरज आहा? दॅट इज नाव थिंक अबाउट. यू विल से आयला ऑपोजिशन सरकाराक कातरबाजी करपाक आयला. हांव कातरबाजीच करूंक येवं. फॉर वन, नरेंद्र मोदी इज अ व्हेरी इंटेलिजंट पॉलिटिशियन. He has understood that his votes belong to the youth. And if he gives the youth or keeps the youth in one line, if they consider him youthful enough to lead, keep leading, then he keeps getting elected. So it's the right logic. So it's not wrong. Secondly, creating youth leaders is important. Because just like what the mayor of Margao has said, it is important that leaders are educated. You can't send uneducated leaders just because they have money or they have muscle or because they come from a particular family and they want to make their children MLAs, they want to make their wives MLAs. Mahila means who? This guy's wife, that fellow's sister. No. Let them come from the grass root. This is important. So if leaders are created, Nehru Yuva Kendra has done it. Nehru also created a lot of good things. Today you see the WhatsApp, Nehru is the most biggest image that is being tarnished is of Nehru on the WhatsApp or on the internet. It looks like Nehru did everything that was bad. See, Nehru was a person who actually took steps. What was Baba atomic research? It was a step towards making India a nuclear nation. And being a nuclear nation is a nuclear deterrent. A nuclear deterrent is, offense is the best form of defense. It's to make your country so strong that nobody fools around with you. Making those Hirakud Dam or the Bakaranangal project, this is irrigation. It's about green revolution. Bringing Amul is about creating a white revolution. Milk. Who are the 70% of India? It's supposed to be farmers. Today you see farmers are on the streets agitating in Punjab. So the issue is that the representative section of our society is not getting justice. And who's going to speak for them? It's the youth that have to speak for them. Because the moment you start getting grey hair, I also got grey hair, I've colored it in now. The moment you start getting responsibilities, you start having a family and all this, your vision, your speech is aligned with your compulsions. Damu Shirodkar cannot speak about lineage or family coming in politics because he can't do it. It will hit him locally. Or he may believe it, but he won't be able to speak it. So, who will be able to speak? His son will be able to speak that. Because his son is comparatively not polluted. His mind is of conviction, not of convenience. The unfortunate part in Indian politics today, or in the Indian sociological field, is that youth are thinking that it is more about convenience than conviction. You have an agitation where a professor gives papers to his girlfriend and you don't have an education as yet. Who's getting upset is the politicians or the governor or the government. Where are the youth? Should have burned down the university. What is it? University has done eyewash and sent it to the government. The government is not believing. Government is saying that they are appointing a judge. Because a professor had a girlfriend. No problem having a girlfriend. But don't give her the papers. Don't steal somebody's this. I also got married not through an engagement. I also got married by a love marriage. Now it's not banned in India. But you don't break somebody's lock, steal the paper and give it to your girlfriend. And then the youth don't speak at all anything about it. How come? Is this a sign of Viksit? Are we getting developed? Or are we being silenced? not to speak against the ills that are plaguing our society. So first thing, believe in what you speak. For every good speaker, I'm not a good speaker, I'm telling you. I've never participated in an elocution contest. I've been a person who used to write and give things to politicians. Till a time, I was thrown right on the stage and I had to speak. And then I speak. I was a mix भाजी करता, कोंकणी घालता, इंग्लिश घालता. जाता तितलो म्हळ्यार सडक शाप भाशा जी नुसत्या मार्केटान समजूंक शकता. ते गोंयचे जनतेक कळपा खातीर सरकार कसो चुकता ते स्थानीक कोंकणी भाशेन सांगपाक ट्राय करता. हे सगळें मिक्स आहा. पूण हे मेन जर यशस्वी स्पीकर जातलो, आय एम नॉट सेइंग सॅटिस्फॅक्शन तुका मेळपाक जाय की आपल्यान भाशण मारलें ते आपूण कितें शिकला आनी आपूण कितें बिलीव करता तें आपूण उलयलो. प्रोफेसर सांगता म्हणून उलोवंक ना. इट इज नॉट समबडी एल्सीज विजन एंड अलाइन इट विथ हिज विजन. नो, स्पीक वॉट यू बिलीव इन. But before what you believe in, make a study. See, I make it a point. You have given me a lot of compliments that I'm a good speaker and all that in the assembly. I don't speak what I have not studied. I just don't speak काळी जीभ लायली ताळ्यात म्हणजे आमचे कोंकणीन म्हण आहा ती हांव करना. जर हांव सब्जेक्ट शिकूंक ना जाल्यार हांव ते सब्जेक्टाचेर उलयना. आनी ते सब्जेक्टाचेर जर हाफ नॉलेज आहा जाल्यार ती सगळ्यांत चड डेंजरस. की हाफ नॉलेज आसल्यार हांव तोंडाक लॉक मारता and उलयत ना. Till the time I am well aware as to what the subject is. And to be well aware, you have to put in effort. And I congratulate the speakers who are coming out today. But don't speak what your teachers expect you to speak. Speak what you want to speak. Speak what you believe in. Whatever they may tell you, whatever they may tell me that the GDP growth is going down, recession is coming, China is generations ahead of us. If I say China is generations ahead of us, you will say, no, this guy is anti-national. No. Accept reality. Compare us with regard to the world, to the bigger countries of the world which are developed. We should develop and compete with them. We can't be competing with Pakistan. See, Pakistan is buy one, take one free. Will you take it? It's a problem. What the people are doing today, what is the flavor of the season today? Is the politics of hate. Are speeches of hate. Hate speeches are in fashion. Speak against Aurangzeb and his tomb. Aurangzeb dead, gone, buried, nobody cares a damn for the tomb. Suddenly it's a subject in Maharashtra politics. Who's bothered about whose tomb? See, history has always been violent. I'm not justifying Aurangzeb or anybody. History has always been violent. Forget history, think of the future. Viksit is when you think of the future. You can't be stuck with the past. No, Saint Francis Xavier came, he did conversion. So what? After that, we are living together. See, Goa, and as a Goan, first thing, be proud that you are a Goan. First a Goan. Because a Goan, the standard of Goa is much above the standard of the country. Check our health parameters, check our socio-political parameters. We are a very concerned society. How do I get elected? My father was not a politician. I got elected defeating the Congress, the BJP, whatever the parties. I got elected as an independent. I've come up with my own party. I've still won, thanks to the voters of Fatorda. But the issue is that a person with no political lineage can still get elected in Goa. It doesn't happen in the rest of the country. They ask you which caste you belong to, which community you belong to. So merit does not have value. Today in Goa, jobs have been sold. Who the jobs are meant for? You were supposed to be the meritorious youth like you all. You will get a distinction in your exams, but you will fail in the government test. Is that okay? And you won't talk about it? Is that right? I have come here to provoke you to think. I have not come here to make you feel nice. Father Kingley may regret calling me. But I have come here to provoke you to think. Don't be in that comfort zone in this air condition. The education department has said that they'll call students in April when they won't have this air conditioned auditorium or hall or classroom. They'll be boiling. Children, the weak as adults don't want to come out on the street. and you are getting children on the street. And is that supposed to be a good policy? And nobody is supposed to criticize it. Is that right? So I, as a chief guest for today's function, for something that is the youth parliament, I am come to provoke you to think, to believe after you think, and then to talk that. Mahatma Gandhi had a slogan, Nirbhay Bano. Nirbhay Bano म्हणजे भिवू नका. सत्यान तो पयली मान, सत्याक मान दी आणि ते उलय. जेजू क्रिस्तान बायबलान तेच सांगना. People who said, Galileo said that the world was round. They said he was mad. They wanted to ostracize him. They said the world was square. So the whole world says it is square, you are not supposed to say it's square. Especially from a college which is in good Christian values and coming and doing technology, studying about technological advancement. That is very necessary to make India Viksit. There are many things in your college which are nowhere there in India. There are things like robotics and Mr. Zorana has done so much here. So the point is, enterprise is something that we have to respect. New ideas which may not be in line with our vision. We as our age politicians may not even know what you are thinking of. But that is enterprise. That is about inventing something. That is about startups. The startups cannot survive without backing. So we don't have a good policy about startups. We don't have a good policy about IT. You are producing IT engineers. Where are they going? Why they can't work in Goa? What's wrong with Goa? We know better English than the rest of India. So if IT thrives in Bangalore, Hyderabad and Pune, why does it not thrive in Goa? What is wrong? Government policies are wrong. The people heading the ministry are not doing good enough. That is where we are wrong. We want to speak about that. Do you want to study? Your parents have invested so much in your future. You study and then what do you do? You go to Hyderabad. And then you say, "Why kar kya ho? Nija bachcho kile karvaयचं अरे नोकऱ्यो खंय हा आसा ते तुम्ही विकता करप कितें ताणें आनी तुम्ही उलयना आमी उलयतले म्हजी भुरगीं चली भायर आहा म्हाका नोकरी नाका जाता सो वाय शूड आय स्पीक म्हाका कित्याक पडना हें जें आमकां कित्याक पडना हो जो कन्सेप्ट आमचे सोसायटीन आयला हो आमकां फुडाराक मारक पडटलो आमी पयलीं आमची अस्मिताय राखूंक जाय आमी गोंयकार म्हणून आमची आयडेंटिटी ती सेपरेट आहा आमकां हिस्ट्री दुसरी आहा कोंकणी आमची भास आनी ते भाशे वयल्यान आमकां आयडेंटिटी आहा ताजे वयल्यान आमकां घटक राज्य जालें ताजे खातीर आमी गोंयकार आनी कोंकणी स्पिकींग मनशाक प्रेफरन्स दिवंक जाय गोंयांत हें जर गोंयांत जायना जाल्यार गोंय कसलें आनी तुमकां मागीर येतलें वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन कितें हांव कसो जिखता न्हू हांगा डॉन बॉस्को येवन त्या लोकांक मेळटा जे मिसाक येतात ते सांगता थंय रस्ते कर थंय ड्रेन कर ड्रेनीचेर फातरी घाल तुम्ही म्हणटले आमदाराचें काम ना गोंयांत तें आमदाराचें काम हांवें एक दीस तुमकां सादी खबर सांगना एक नवोच आमदार जालो एक हेल्पलायन म्हूण केली आनी व्हडलें भाशण दिलें कसलें कितेंय काम आसल्यार सांगा म्हणून बायल घोव झगडटा जाल्यार पसून आमी भितर येवन सेटल करता ओके भाशण मारलें मोकळो मारलो पयल्याच दिसा आनी हांवें तेंच सांगलो हांव 2 ते 4 आय बिलीव इन दीस कन्सेप्ट ऑफ सिएस्ता It's supposed we have inherited that from the Portuguese, but that's the way it is. It's supposed to be good for the heart also. So I sleep maybe for 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever, power nap, But I put my phone off between 2 to 4. I don't keep it on, or I keep it on silent. So I सांगले 2 ते 4 महिने हांव बंद आसता, पण रातचे 2 महिने जागो आसता. जाय तेन्ना फोन करा कोणाक. तो नंबर घेतला, तो नंबर पयले दिसा म्हजे कडेन दवरला, हेल्पलायन. पयल्याच दिसा म्हाका देडान फोन आयलो एकल्याचो बाबा विजय सरदेसाय हेल्पलायन म्हणून आजूच जाल्या सांजचे फंक्शन केलां कितें जालें मातशें आपूण माडेलांतलो माडेल म्हणून आमचो एक वाडो आहा म्हाजो यो आतां देड जाला रातचे पावस पडटा कितें जालें गाडीचेर रोमल्या आतां आमदाराचें काम मेळचीत तूं गाडी रोमल्या हात लाय ड्रायव्हर घरा गेला वॉचमॅन हा तो एजन्सीचो वॉचमॅन म्हळ्यार इज नॉट माय एम्प्लॉई एजन्सीचो एम्प्लॉई झक मारीत म्हणे कितें करता गेलो कापत बी घालून हें तें जॅकेट धुकल्ली गाडी स्टार्ट जाली तो वता म्हणटा बाबा थँक्यू आं आपण फेसबुकाचेर घालता आपण सांताक्रूज सो मालदीवमा आयिल्लो फंक्शनाक आयिल्लो फॅमिली फंक्शन तो वोटर पसून म्हणलो अशें करून लोक निवडून येतात गोंयांत हें पसून काम करचें पडटा नथींग ग्रेट पूण हें करतकर लोकांक दिसता बाबा वाखा कितें तरी क्वॉलिटी आहा की हो काम जालें वयस मेळ्ळो न्ही मतां मेळ्ळ्यान न्हिदलो अशें न्ही म्हणून मागीर ते मत मांडटात वन नेशन वन इलेक्शनाक हें गरज ना वन नेशन वन इलेक्शनाक सांगपाचें आपल्याक राम मंदीर बांदलें जालें सगळ्या हिंदुआंनी मत मारपाचें डॉन बॉस्कोची ट्रेन गेली त्याच लायक तें जातलें आनी तें तुमकां सांगतालें वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन जाय पूण देशाक आमच्या देशाक हांव बीजेपी बरोबर सरकारान आशिल्लो तेन्ना ऑफिशियली हांवें वचून हें ओपोज केलां आनी आय बिकेम द सायनेशियर ऑफ एवरीबडीज आयज ममता बॅनर्जी आयले ते ओपोज करपाक इलेक्शन कमिशनाक हांवें वचून ओपोज केलें म्हाका लोक विचारलो अरे आप तो बीजेपी के साथ में सरकार में मनोहर पर्रीकर मुख्यमंत्री आसलो हांवें म्हणलें ओ मुझे मालूम नहीं हम चीफ मिनिस्टर को बोला है यू हैव टू स्पीक युअर माइंड इफ यू बिलीव इन दिस सी लोकल इश्यूज विल बी रब्ड अंडर द कार्पेट you will have no local issues and it is an impractical election. How can you have an election of panchayat, municipalities, zilla, assembly, Lok Sabha on one same day? जातले हेच एक जावपाक कितलो जाता मग आं आनी ती ईव्हीएम आयले ती ईव्हीएमाचें काम कितें जाता तें कांय कळना नवी एक्स्ट्रा वोट्स म्हणून आयल्यात की इलेक्शनाचे 5 म्हयन्या पयलीं मतांच नाशिल्लीं वयर येतात खंयची मतां हांगा रजिस्टर जाता आनी मागीर रिजल्ट जो येवंक शकनाशिल्लो तसो रिजल्ट येता आनी आमी उडीच गिळटात आनी म्हणटात पाड उलोवन कोणाक जाय कोणाक पडना थिंगा हें कोणाक पडना आमकां म्हारग पडटलें आनी जे मनसर तरणाटे उलयनात जे मनसर तरणाटे आपलें कन्विक्शन दाखयनात कन्विनियन्सान उबी रावतात ते मनसर आमी विकसीत जावंक शकना हें म्हजें ठाम माय बिलीफ इज व्हेरी स्ट्रॉंग आणि सेकंड आहा आम्ही असेंब्लीन क्वेश्चन विचारतात मुख्यमंत्री आमकां उत्तर दितलो दिलें तर की ना दिस इज इन लायन विथ अवर विकसीत भारत गोल केन्ना रे बाबा 47 आमी 27च्यो खबरी उलयतात तुका एक बरें लॉंग टर्म प्लॅनिंगाच्या बोळान ताणें टार्गेट खंय घाला की 27 आमचे फादरान म्हणलें कितें तें इन्क्लुसिव्ह ग्रोथ सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट किती इन्क्लुसिव्ह ग्रोथ कोण इन्क्लुसिव्ह ग्रोथ जाता खंय जाता इन्क्लुसिव्ह ग्रोथ खंय जाता सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट जाल्यार हायकोर्ट कित्याक तुमच्या अगेन्स्ट गव्हर्मेंटाचे हे दिता टाउन प्लॅनिंग डिपार्टमेंटाच्या अगेन्स्ट कित्याक दिता बिकॉज इट्स नॉट सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ इट इज नॉट प्लॅनिंग डेव्हलपमेंट सो दीज आर इश्यूज आय हॅव जस्ट कम हियर वन वे आय कॅन नेवर से नो टू फादर किंगले इट इज अ रिस्पेक्टेड इन्स्टिट्यूशन इन माय कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी. They can call me any time in the night, like that. You can call me at 2 o'clock to push a car. I will come. 1. 2. I've come because this is a youth parliament, and I've come here to provoke you all to think. And I don't want you all to speak and get prizes, but believe in what you think, and speak in such a way that they will be forced to give you a prize. And he also comes from a movement which is not post 2014 movement. He was there in social life. His wife. Wife was my vice president when I became the Youth Congress president in 1997. So they come from a history. ते खडेगांत कोंकणीवादी आनी गोंय म्हणटा कितें तें तांकां खबर आहा. सो डिसेंटींग वॉयसीस म्हणटा ते जितले आसा तेच लोकशाय जी ती दवरतले तेच असलो यूथ पार्लिमेंट यशस्वी करतले आनी ते करपा खातीर डोंट एग्री विथ एवरीथिंग दॅट दे टेल यू. समटायम्स थिंक and after you think and you are convinced, speak that. Don't get scared of anyone. Thank you very much and all the very best.